Carlos Alcaraz's smile upon seeing Sara Andrade on the court did not go unnoticed by anyone. A brief, spontaneous, and natural gesture that quickly set social media on fire and sparked the curiosity of thousands of fans. What really happened in that training session, and why did a simple reaction generate such a stir? Join me in discovering how an everyday moment became a topic of global conversation. The meeting between Carlos Alcaraz and influencer and tennis player Sara Andrade was not just a simple training session, but a moment that captured everyone's attention on the court. From the instant she appeared, the camera recorded a detail that was impossible to ignore: the Spanish champion's immediate smile. It was not an exaggerated reaction, but a natural, spontaneous, and sincere one. That small yet revealing gesture unleashed comments on social media and opened a conversation about chemistry, admiration, and sporting complicity. The scene went viral within hours and generated thousands of unexpected reactions online. Beyond the initial smile, the training session showed a relaxed and authentic dynamic between the two. Sara Andrade, known for her presence on social media and her passion for tennis, proved she was not there just to pose, but to compete and learn. Alcaraz, for his part, maintained his usual professionalism but showed moments of closeness and good humor. Each rally was accompanied by laughter, knowing glances, and comments reflecting mutual respect both on and off the court. The atmosphere was light yet competitive at the same time for everyone present and attentive. The detail that attracted the most attention was Alcaraz's expression when he saw her arrive on the court. That wide smile conveyed pleasant surprise and sincere admiration, as if he recognized not only her beauty but also her positive energy. In professional sport, where concentration usually dominates every gesture, that moment broke the usual routine. It showed a more human, approachable, and relaxed Carlos, capable of enjoying the moment without losing competitive intensity. Spectators interpreted the gesture as a genuine and spontaneous reaction to her presence, also reflecting evident mutual sympathy and professional respect. It is also important to understand who Sara Andrade is within the digital and sporting world. Her profile combines athletic discipline with charisma in front of the camera, which has allowed her to connect with thousands of followers. She is not just an influencer, but a player who trains, competes, and shares her evolution. That blend explains why her presence alongside a star like Alcaraz generated so much expectation and online commentary. Both represent young generations who dominate both the court and digital platforms with naturalness and a fresh, approachable image for audiences of all ages. During the rallies, it was clear that the level of play was demanding and dynamic. Sara responded with determination, seeking angles and maintaining a steady rhythm, while Alcaraz adjusted his power to create long and entertaining exchanges. It was not a light session for the photo, but a real training session that tested reflexes and endurance. That intensity reinforced the idea that admiration was not at odds with competitiveness. On the contrary, both seemed to motivate each other with every contested point on the court, showing commitment and genuine passion for the sport at all times. Social media amplified every image from the training session, focusing especially on the famous smile. Comments, memes, and messages of support flooded the posts, interpreting the gesture as a sign of attraction or simple sympathy. However, beyond speculation, the truth is that sport is also full of spontaneous moments that connect with audiences. That emotional connection was perhaps the true triumph of that shared day. Because it showed that even great stars can react naturally to unexpected and pleasant encounters in front of the cameras of today's digital world, without prior filters. Beyond the viral moment, this meeting reflects how modern tennis moves between high performance and digital culture. Sports figures no longer compete only for titles, but also for relevance in an immediate media ecosystem. Alcaraz understands that scenario and handles it naturally, while Sara represents a generation that builds community through authenticity. Together they symbolize the fusion between competitive tradition and direct communication with fans on social platforms where every gesture can instantly become a global trend, shaping conversations that go beyond traditional sport in just digital minutes. The smiling reaction can also be interpreted as a reminder that athletes are young people living real emotions. With only a few years in the elite, Alcaraz continues to grow not only as a player but as a public figure constantly observed. Meeting someone charismatic and talented like Sara can generate a genuine reaction, free from media calculation. That naturalness strengthens his image, showing closeness in an environment where every movement is usually analyzed in detail by fans and experts seeking meaning in every gesture shared on screen, turning simple moments into stories discussed globally for days. For Sara Andrade, training with one of the best in the world also represents a significant opportunity. She not only gains visibility but direct experience against elite-level pace. Sharing the court with Alcaraz validates her dedication and reinforces her credibility as a tennis player, beyond her facet as a content creator. The session showed that she can sustain intense rallies and adapt to high demands, consolidating her sporting profile before new audiences who now observe her with greater attention and competitive respect within today's digital circuit, thanks to this recent highlighted encounter online. Public interest demonstrates how personal stories enhance the appeal of modern sport. Results and statistics are not enough, audiences seek human moments they can share and comment on. Alcaraz's smile functioned as a narrative spark that transformed a private training session into a global conversation topic. Thus, a simple gesture became a symbol of sympathy, admiration, and possible connection, even though everything remained within a professional framework, reinforcing the idea that tennis also thrives on emotions shared in real time by millions of followers connected through their personal mobile screens. Ultimately, what happened on the court speaks of spontaneity and mutual respect. There were no grand statements or staged scenes, only sport and an honest reaction captured by the cameras. That combination is enough to generate headlines and fuel collective imagination. However, the most relevant aspect remains the training session itself, the technical exchange, and the shared learning opportunity between two young figures of modern tennis who continue building their professional paths with discipline, consistency, and evident passion before a global audience watching every step on and off the court. What began as just another training session ended up becoming an episode discussed throughout the digital sports environment. Alcaraz's smile upon seeing Sara Andrade will remain as a friendly image that showed closeness and freshness. Beyond romantic or exaggerated interpretations, the moment reminded us that sport also feeds on simple emotions. And in that mix of talent, youth, and naturalness, both left a brief but meaningful mark that was shared and celebrated by thousands of followers attentive to every detail of the recent encounter on global tennis social media platforms. Carlos Alcaraz's reaction while training with Sara Andrade demonstrated that even great champions can have spontaneous moments that connect with the public. A simple smile was enough to generate conversation and show his more human side. Beyond the virality, the training session reflected respect, competitiveness, and a perfect combination of sport in the digital era. A brief moment that made it clear that tennis is also lived through authentic emotions. Unexpected message from Alcaraz in Doha for Sinner. The Spanish tennis player is eager to face the world number 2 again in another final and points out that these matches are the ones people want to see. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner are once again competing in a tournament where they could face each other one more time. Both players are participating in the ATP 500 in Doha, and although they have not yet played their first match, there is already speculation about a hypothetical final between the two. In recent years, both have played in Grand Slam finals and major ATP circuit tournaments, so facing each other again would be incredible, as Alcaraz confessed in an interview with Sky Sports. It would be incredible, right? I think these are the matches and the finals that people want to see. If I can win and get through all the rounds, then we'll see who reaches the final, said the Spanish tennis player. For now, both Carlos and Jannik must win their first round matches against Thomas Macaque and Arthur Rinderknecht, respectively. And due to their ranking positions, they would not meet until the final of the ATP 500 in Doha. If Alcaraz wins the tournament, he would increase his advantage over the Italian in the ATP ranking, which already exceeds 4,000 points. However, if Sinner is crowned champion in Qatar, he would cut that distance by 500 points.